What we do here is go back.
Blade Seed Studios, come back at you with another video. Today we are doing Dark Souls Remastered 100% Items Guide Anor Londo. We get dropped off in Anor Londo after killing the Iron Golem, and we get greeted with one of the most beautiful views in this entire game. We're gonna immediately run into an enemy, but they're pretty docile. They don't really tend to attack, but the ones that are in here guarding this chest will. In this chest it'll contain a Demon Titanite. I wanted to discuss the Sentinels real quick as well. They are guarding the chest and the enemy that we just ran past. They have the possibility of dropping their shield and their big ass axe. You're gonna come running up on a bonfire and a firekeeper. You can kill the firekeeper now and she drops some loot, but we're gonna end up killing her later on, so just ignore her for now. We're gonna end up going to the left and there's gonna be more sentinels guarding chests. The first one contains a Twinkling Titanite, and on the right hand side there's going to be a Mimic. You can tell by the elongated chain on the right hand side, it's all swiggly and swoogly. This one drops a Crystal Halberd, which is actually a very good weapon if you know how to use it. Halberds can be a little tricky if you're not used to them. Then we're going to run all the way back to where the bonfire is, but directly across there's going to be an elevator going down. Go ahead and ride the elevator down. You will eventually reach the bottom with a staircase, and then you're going to want to go and run out, and there's going to be a gargoyle, just like the gargoyle fight, where you can go and beat this one up just the same way. Same attack, same everything. Just go ahead and beat this thing up and then you can continue moving forward. They have the same drops as the previous gargoyles. Then there's going to be a little hidden chest over here in the back. It's going to be on the left hand side with a little drop off. It contains a Demon Titanite. Turn around and keep following the path, and there will eventually be a little drop off with a little bridge that ends up leading to this broken window. Inside there's going to be painted guardians laying all about. They have a possibility of dropping a couple things like their sword and some throwing daggers. Dark Souls being a platforming game, it comes into play right now, so we're gonna have to run across these beams all while trying to avoid painted guardians. But in the middle of these beams there is a chandelier that you have to punch to knock down because it contains an item, which we will get later on. Continue running across the beams. You could try this little shortcut here. It makes my life a little easier when I'm running through this area. If not, just take the ladder, and then you're gonna want to just jump down to this little platform here, and then once again jump down to the next level. Now I did forget to clear out the enemies here, so you gotta be wary of painted guardians because they are assholes, and that's what I get for calling them an asshole. But anyways, they're guarding a couple items up top. The first one is a Divine Blessing, which is a blessing in itself. It's a beautiful thing. Jump back down to the platform, then you're going to want to jump down to the next platform where we originally came from. There will be another painted guardian, so be careful of that. Upon exiting, you should see a lever, and that's going to end up twisting this giant elevator in the middle of the map upward. Run over to it and spin the dial again to bring it back down so we can bring it to the level that we originally entered Anor Londo on. There will be another gargoyle waiting for you, so be mindful of that. Make sure to take him out, and once you're done doing that, run up this ginormous set of stairs, and on the right hand side there's going to be a little gateway that we're going to have to end up going through. We're going to end up running into some Batwing demons, and they can drop their weapons, which is a pretty unique weapon. It's upgraded with Demon Titanite, so it's a little bit harder to upgrade, but it's still a unique weapon and fun to use. It's very long for a spear. As you're getting to the top of this archway where the Silver Knight archers are, you're going to want to go ahead and take a left, and then you're going to want to go ahead and take the archway going down, and there will end up being a soul packet. It is a soul of the hero. Run back to where we originally were, and then you're going to want to take the right hand side instead and follow the cliff edge. You're going to drop down and there's going to be a fog wall. You're going to want to go through that, and then there's going to be a door on your left hand side, right hand side. Go ahead and open the left hand side. Left hand side will have your bonfire and Solaire if you've been doing the storyline, and go ahead and take your right hand door, and there's going to be a chest that's guarded by a Silver Knight that contains sunlight metals inside of it. On that note, Silver Knights, let's go over them. So Silver Knights have the possibility of dropping quite a few things, and there is a few different varieties of Silver Knights as well. Smash through the illusionary wall to get down into this dark area. This is going to contain 5 chests. One is a Mimic. 2 of the chests down here will be the Havel armor set, and then the other 2 chests will be the Dragon Tooth and the Havel shield. matching the armor. Then literally directly next to it, you want to smash this mimic up or use a Lloyd's talisman, whatever you want to do, and it will drop an occult weapon. It's the max level divine. I usually degrade this to get a divine weapon in my playthroughs. If you run back to where the bonfire is, there's going to be a staircase, and you can either follow this all the way up, which is the way that you're supposed to go, or you can jump down like this to be able to unlock this door here. Since I showed you the shortcut and it's not very hard, I'm just going to go right through the doors. There is going to be the Silver Knight gear in this chest, and there's going to be a couple Silver Knights in here that you got to be mindful of, but kinda ironic, isn't it? Then you want to go ahead and run forward up the stairs, and across the hall there's going to be another doorway with a Titanite demon inside of it, so you got to be really careful of that. If you want to take him out, he is a little bit higher level than the other ones that we've encountered, so be mindful. So if you didn't catch what I did, I ended up running back to the stairs and running all the way up them. There's going to be a few more doors, and in one of them there's going to be a Silver Knight with a soul, the hero. In the other one, there's going to be a display of the dragon heads from the rooms that we've seen below. Now there will be a couple chests up here, but they're not actually chests, they are mimics, and you have to be very careful of that. I even still forget sometimes. The two mimics that are on this floor end up dropping silver coins and gold coins, but something that I haven't gone over before yet, because I've totally forgotten to, is the symbol of Averkice. It is a head drop that you can get from these mimic pieces. It is literally a mimic that sits on top of your head and slowly drains your health. The coins that are found from these mimics can be fed to Frampt, which we'll be going over very soon. There's going to end up being a couple doors. You're going to want to take the left hand door. This is going to bring you to a staircase that brings you up to this big flat plane that's going to have a couple Silver Knights. One's going to be shooting his bow at you, so you got to be mindful of that, and the other's going to be hiding in this building here. And as you go down the staircase, you will run into Siegmeyer of Katarina. If you've been doing his quest line, he will offer his tiny beings ring right now if you kill all of the Silver Knights that are in the next room. There is going to be 3 in this room. They're pretty easy to take out, but they can gank spank you, so just be careful. Make sure to go back to Siegmeyer of Katarina and talk to him to get your tiny beings ring. There's also going to be a chest inside of the room that contains a demon titanite. Don't forget to grab that. It's very important, especially for your boss weapons. Running behind where the Silver Knight was blasting you with his bow, this is going to be the staircase that brings us down to where we could get the shortcut and also the demon titanite. This time we're going to actually end up going up the staircase though. The staircase here brings you to this big cathedral style room. You're going to want to hug the left hand wall and just keep running all the way up into this broken glass. Anor Londo apparently has a thing with broken glass panes, but anyways, hop on down and grab the Dragon Slayer bow. It will also come with 1 arrow. Drop on down and there's going to be some bat wings that you got to be careful of, throwing their spears and whatnot at you. If you go directly behind you, there's going to be an unlockable shortcut, but forward and to your right, you'll end up running into a merchant, which he is one of the best merchants because he sells twinkling titanite and a variety of other items. This is also where you make your boss weapons, which there is a very large variety of those. For each boss that drops a soul, you can create 2 weapons with them, which is pretty cool. Directly behind him, he is hiding a chest with a Hawkeye ring. There's a little bit of lore behind this if you dig into the DLC, but anyways, if you want to kill your humble giant here, he will drop Blacksmith's giant hammer. It's actually really strong, believe it or not. It has an electric ability behind each swing. Don't forget to grab your titanite chunk that's hidden over here, run back to the giant and all the way up the stairs. This will bring you back to the cathedral area. You're going to want to go ahead and keep hugging the left hand wall all the way down until you get to the Silver Knight. Take him out, and then there's going to be a summon sign on the little platform, but be careful. The summoning sign is for Slayer, so if you want your free sunlight medal, go ahead and summon him and then run directly up to the boss fight. Smo and Ornstein, the sadistic cannibal, and the Knight of Gwyn. Welcome to the real first boss fight of the game. In all honesty, they're really not that hard to take out, so you just want to beat them up, and based off which one you take out first, they turn into fucking Goku without all of the screaming and enlarge themselves with a little bit more power. However, there is one difference. If you end up taking out Smo before you take out Ornstein, you end up getting just the Smo's soul, your humanity, and a sunlight medal if you summon Slayer. However, if you take out Smo first and let Ornstein go Super Saiyan, you will end up dropping the Leo ring, which is good for spear weapons that do pierce, with the corresponding boss soul, humanity, and sunlight medal as well if you summon Slayer. Hit the elevator, there's one on each side, grab the bonfire and go talk to the princess. If you join her covenant, she's gonna give you the Ring of the Sun princess. Go ahead and put her out of her misery. Well, actually, just kidding, it's just an illusion. Anyway, feel the wrath of Gwendolyn. Go ahead back towards the bonfire, jump on off, and then go down the staircase. There's gonna be 2 new NPC spawns that you're gonna wanna go and take out. There's nothing special about these guys and they don't drop anything. And it just so happens that I end up getting invaded in this clip as well, so that is something that I wanted to mention. There is a covenant called the Dark Moonblade Covenant that is around here. After you kill Guinevere, they can end up invading your world, so you have to be careful of that. Then you're going to want to end up going down the big old grand staircase, and the Firekeeper is actually going to be here, and she has Dark Moonblade, which is the ability that you get from joining the Dark Moonblade Covenant. The whole reason why the invader invaded me. They receive Souvenir of Reprisals when they defeat an invader. Well, not an invader, the person of the world that killed Guinevere. The Firekeeper drops her Firekeeper soul. Turn the dial in the middle, go down to the 2nd floor. There's going to be a bunch of painted guardians. Make sure to take them out. Grab the loot from the chandelier that we knocked down previously. It's a great magic weapon. Run into the corner, grab the black iron set, and this giant painting on the wall is going to be how you get the painted world of Ariamis. Go back to the elevator, but run all the way down the stairs instead, and there's going to be a bonfire with a giant statue and a Ring of the Sun's firstborn. Normally the statue would be in the way, but if you killed Guinevere, you are able to go down and enter the boss fight. If you killed Guinevere, you cannot enter the Dark Moon Covenant, however, unless you request obsolation. If it is still sunny, you can go down and collect another ring from the catacombs and put on the Ring of the Firstborn and that ring, and the statue will fade away, allowing you to enter the Covenant. You start out with the Dark Moonblade Covenant ring and the Blue Eye Orb, both allowing you to invade. When you invade, you get Souvenir of Reprisals, which you can turn in for Dark Moonblade and Dark Moon Talisman. If you obtain the Black Orb from Firelink Shrine, you are able to get a Souvenir of Reprisal very easy. Luck Trick ends up killing the Firekeeper. You want to pick up that Black Orb, invade his ass for vengeance. This is going to be a 3v1, so you got to be careful. There's Sorcery, him, and some melee dude. Their correct information will be popped up on screen, but anyways, upon defeating him, you'll get a Souvenir of Reprisal, and when you enter back into your world, you will get a Fap Ring, or a Ring of Favor of Protection, which is one of the strongest rings in the game, and 5 humanity, as well as the Firekeeper soul. You can use this to restore her back to her former glory. After invading, you can pick up his armor in the top of the boss room. Back to Gwendolyn. He's a little bit tricky the first time that you go and fight him, but after that, it's a breeze. Dodge the arrows, dodge the magic, and smack. Upon defeating him, you will acquire his soul, and the corridor will close back down, allowing you to run all the way to the end, where there will be a chest with Sunlight Blade, one of the best miracles in the game, and there will also be another chest with the brass armor set as well. I'm Blade Seed Studios, thanks for watching my guide, and I'm out.